Welcome back. Today I'm going to draw a leprechaun from Lucky Charms. So let's get started. I'm first going to start with a curved line for his eye. And then I'm going to make another curved line inside. And then a smaller little dot there for his pupil. Same thing on this side. So a curved line up and around for his eye. And a smaller curved line inside. And then a little dot inside that for his pupil. Okay, coming to the center here, I'm going to make a kind of a curved line horizontally for his nose, and then I'm going to let's add two lines under his eyes as well, one line there and one line on the other side. Okay, moving down to his mouth, so right below his eye here, I'm going to add a curved line out and down like this. Same thing on this side, and then that'll give us kind of the ends for the top of his mouth, so I'm going to bring a line all the way across for the top of his mouth, open up a kind of a water mouth or a wider line for the bottom of his mouth and connect it back up to the other side. And let's add some lines going across for his teeth on the bottom and then also on the top. And then a curved line inside for his tongue. All right, coming up above his eyes, I'm going to add a curved line up and around for his eyebrows. Got really big eyebrows. And then some bumpy lines on the end, and then curve it back in toward a point to the center. Same thing on this side, so curved line up and around, again a bumpy line or kind of like a zigzag line on the ends, and then curve it up and meet it into a point. Okay, and then we're going to connect a line here, kind of curves down for the kind of bottom brim of his hat, and then we're going to put a kind of a bumpy line or zigzag line here for some hair that sticks out of his hat there. Okay, and let's go a little bit above the eyebrows on the side here, and we're just gonna kind of stretch out a wavy line, and then we'll come back and we'll continue that line. I'm gonna round out the side of his face now, starting from his eyebrow, bringing this line down along the side of his face. I'm gonna do that on both sides. Now he also has some hair that kind of sticks out along the side of his hat. So again, some bumpy lines here. And then I'm going to run this into a curved C for his ear, adding a little zigzag line inside for a detail. Let's make the bottom of his face, which is going to be a curved line that comes around just along the bottom of his mouth here, leaving some space in between. And again, similar on the other side, just bringing it up even with the other ear. So we want to round out kind of a backwards letter C on this side. Again, a little zigzag line inside. We'll add that little hair kind of area here, so 3 bumpy lines, and then we're gonna connect the rest of the hat. So as the other part of the hat comes kind of from behind the ear, it's gonna come up and around. So let's go to about here and we'll stop. Same thing on this side, we're gonna connect it to almost to this side here. So up from his ear and connect it in. Okay, a little detail line for his hat right through here. And then we're going to add kind of the top portion of the hat. So I'm going to connect this actually in here. Let's add the top portion of the hat, comes all the way up and around. I'm going to stop here and then I'm going to add his iconic 4-leaf clover. So we have 1, 2, and then this one on the side is 3, and then one right here will be 4. And that shows that where we can connect on the other side, and then bring the hat kind of in right there. Okay, coming down here, and we're going to continue working on his neck and his body here. So I'm going to start with almost like a scarf that wraps around his neck here. And now I'm going to add the lines for his shoulders, which come kind of swooping down and out on both sides, so swoop down and out. And these are real fun lines, so I'm going to kind of curve it all the way around and then bring it up. Opposite on this side, so symmetrically, all the way around and bring it up. Those are going to be for his cuffs, his sleeve cuffs. Okay, now we can indicate where the bottom of the sleeves are going to be by pulling these in both sides. And then we'll indicate where his jacket is. Falls kind of down like that. All right, the inside of his jacket is simply coming from the ends of his scarf, and we're just going to bring kind of a diagonal line down. Same thing on this side. And then for the flaps on his jacket, I'm going to bring down an angled line, and we're going to go zigzag in, out, and then back in toward the jacket. So same thing on this side. We're going to bring an angled line down, zigzag in, out, and then back in toward the jacket there. We're going to leave the bottom open. All right, working on the hands now. I'm going to come from inside the cuff here, and that'll be the wrist, bringing out the pinky here, just curving it up and around. So I'm going to do that 3 more times. So I'm going to go for his ring finger. This will be for his middle finger, and then for his index finger. We'll come up for his palm, and then his thumb is just going to kind of wrap behind here like this. So his hands are kind of outstretched. So here's his wrist, wrapping around for his pinky, and his ring finger, middle finger, index finger, and then coming up top for his palm, which is kind of like this wavy line, and then his thumb, which will just kind of wrap in like that. Okay, and that's going to be the line drawing for our little leprechaun friend. So let's start with a light green, and I'm going to use the light green for this detailed portion of the hat. So a couple of sections here. I'm going to use it for the 4-leaf clover, and also for the scarf. And while I have this color out, I might as well just get all of those areas so I don't have to keep reopening that marker and coming back to it. And you know what, just for a little contrast in color, let's do the inside flap of the jacket here as well. Okay, what I like to do is have a contrast in color, so now I have a slightly darker tone green to contrast some of those colors. So I'm going to use this green to outline the jacket here, and broaden up the kind of the outline around there so I don't go out of the lines too badly. This used to be one of my favorite cereals growing up as a kid. Always loved that little jingle that came along with it. It's magically delicious, and I always had that in my head whenever I ate this cereal. So just a fun memory that I remember growing up and really enjoying this cereal. I also used to separate the marshmallows from the cereal too, which was fun. Okay, we're also going to come up here and add this green for the hat. Going around the eyebrows and getting in this, kind of this brim area of the hat. And then alongside here. Okay, I'm also going to use this green color for the top portion of the hat. Coming all the way across around the clover, and then underneath here to fill that space in. Here, I'm going to jump back to my outlining pen. I noticed that I didn't connect the side of the hat there, so I just wanted to do that. I'm going to fill in some purple lines here, so I'm using kind of a darker tone purple to fill in the shadow area for the cuffs underneath. And you ever want to shed, kind of make it a little darker, which I'm going to demonstrate just in a moment. I like to use my pencil, so that kind of will add a little bit of a tone value and darken up some area to create kind of more of a shadowed area, which is also could be very helpful when just trying to create like a little dimension in your drawing. So I'm going to do that right about here and just shadow in that area. Makes it a little more shaded, a little shadow, so it looks a little darker in those specific areas. All right, going into a red tone here, and I'm gonna use this for his tongue. I'm gonna use a darker red tone now for the inside of the mouth. I might use that pencil technique in here. If I do not think this value is dark enough, I'll go back and just grab my pencil and just darken up some value in there, which I think I'm going to do kind of at least on the kind of top ends here. I want to make some darker areas up here. And again, this is just creating some value and making that area pop a little bit further. All right, now I'm going to go into an orange color, one of my favorite colors for this this drawing, and the eyebrows and all the kind of the hair areas on this little leprechaun. Again, I think his name is Lucky. If I'm wrong, please correct me, but I do think that's what his name is. That's what I always thought his name was. Using a skin tone for his hands. And jumping up here, I'm going to fill in the rest of the skin for his face here. And one last touch, I'm going to grab a blue and fill in the area around his pupil, leaving a little opening on the top for a bit of a highlight. And we're going to call this one finished. So I hope you guys really enjoyed Lucky with me, or drawing Lucky with me. Give him a try, it's a lot of fun to draw. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Bye.